Welcome to another BioBreeds tutorial. In this video I'm going to be covering the different foods for the variety of animals that we have and the different changes that you can make to the food to personalize it for yourself. To start, I've birthed some babies of the 4 different varieties of categories we have for animals. On the left I've got the goat, which is part of the farm animals. Then I have the pony here, which is part of the ponies and exotics. Then we have a Dalmatian, part of the dogs, and a fox, which is with the wild ones. And behind each of those I have the food that is relevant to their breed. So for the goat, we have here a trough at the back. You can change different aspects of it to personalize it for yourself. The effects are what you get when the food is running low or has run out. So it could be little flies running around. You can turn those effects off if you don't want them, simply by selecting effects, and you go particle off or sound off. You can also change the type and the size. So if I was to select type, you get to choose between a bag or the trough. Now the bag is the little bag of grain. So we'll go back, and we might want to change the size. So let's go for a big bag because we're feeding lots of animals. We go back again, and to the main menu of the food, access and display on. The access will give you choices to change who can eat from your food. So the default is only mine. That means only your animals can eat from the food that you own. If you were to select mine in group, that would be all of your animals and any animal that is set to the same group as the food is. Now to check what group the food is set to, you just go into edit like I've done here and check on their group. Mine is set to none, but say I had that set to BioBreeds. That would mean if I chose mine in group, that anyone who is in BioBreeds or has set their animal to be BioBreeds would be able to eat from my food that I have raised. Let's go back into access. If I was to choose anyone's, that would allow anyone's animal to eat from your food regardless of whether you own it or what group it's set to. Let's go back into the menu. The warning is very, very handy. The default is on. It will send you a notification to your IM or offline to you, letting you know that your food's about to run out. It does give you an SLURL to the location of the food, so it's very easy to locate it and pay for some more food. If you don't want to receive those notifications, you can turn it off in the menu here. You can also go to the website, join group. From the menu, the website has the dashboard, Tratopia. We've covered all of the website in another tutorial, so feel free to jump over and have a look at that one. Join group is a very handy group to have. If you have any questions at all, you can jump into the BioBreeds group. There's a CSR on almost all the time. We try to have all times covered. And if a CSR isn't available or they're busy with another person at that time, there are lots of helpful people within the BioBreeds group. Let's see, the display on changes the hover text. I have it off at the moment for the tutorial to have less hover text here for the video, and simply turning it on or off within the menu. Let's see, we've done with that one. The ponies have this bucket at the back of grain, and the choices that you have are between that and grass. Grass is rather nice. It does cover a fairly large area though, and for these babies who haven't grown, they can get lost in it. So you can easily just change it back within the menu. Let's go back to bucket. The dogs we have here, I've changed the appearance of mine to be a double big bowl, and that gives it the food in one side and water in the other. And that's just simply going through the effects tab. You got shape, color and size. You can also turn the sound or the particles off for these. So if we go to shape, you get the single or the dual. This one is currently a dual. If we go back to single, it's just the food in one bowl. The prim size doesn't change, so you don't need to worry about it taking up more prims. Let's go back and have a look at the colour. The default bowl is a red, and you can choose from any of the colours available in the menu here. I've chosen black. Let's go for white. You can see that it changes on the bowl there. Back, and the size. You have 3 sizes to choose from: small, medium and big. So you might have a little Chihuahua, you only want a small bowl. But if you have, say, a Great Dane, you might want to have the bigger bowl just for the appearance. And then lastly, with the wild ones, they have this dual bowl, the water on one side and the meat on the other. And we'll go into the effects and the type. And you can see here that you can have ground meat or raw meat. So let me just get in a little bit closer to this food bowl. So ground meat, which is the current one, and you can also see that there, or raw meat. We have the shaped revs, and you can see there it's a hock of meat. So depending on what you're feeding or what your personal preference is, you can change the different types of meat. You can also change the size: big, medium and small. The same as the other 3, you can turn the particles off, you can turn the sound off, you can also turn the notification off of when it's getting low or has run out. And for you to be able to pay for additional food, say you've run out, it's down to 50 portions of food, you need to top it up, you're not going to be on for the next day, you would need to go into the menu and hit enable pay. This gives you the debit perms request that you need to allow access. From there, you right click and select pay, and you then have the option to select one of the 4 options. If you're unsure as to which gives you how many portions, you can just select info. Go back and show you again. Info, and it says 49 lindens is 100 portions. So that one there is 100 portions. All of the variety of animals that we have all take 100 portions of food per week per animal. So if you have one dog, you need to feed it for 6 weeks, then you would need to go for the 600 portions, 280 lindens. If you have more, obviously it's going to increase. So 2 dogs would go through 200 portions in a week. 4 dogs would go through 400 portions in a week. So just select from here which you'd like to pay, and that will fill your dog bowl or wild ones, pony food, etc. with that many portions. That pretty much covers everything to do with the dog bowls.